It was a headache.
You think we were a headache or what?
Huh?
You think we gave my mom a headache?
Boy, your mother, I tell you, I don't know how your mother even lived at times. The things that you kids, look, opened the door to the garage, which the garage was right off in the kitchen, cemented down, and had wash trays, I think, in there, and opened the door, and all you had to do is to just look. You knew what the kids were doing. You could see everything because they were kind of fenced in there. And looked at there once, and she said, "Oh my God!" She opened the door, and she was scared to death, and said, "What happened? What's happening?" So went to the door, and here the smoke's coming already towards the door. They took and they set fire to the tail. They called it the tail of the horse, which was your mother's mop, and that was the mop that they called the horse's tail. In there, she had to call the fire department to come out there. No, nothing was too serious. Nothing was too bad. Oh, I could talk to you for days and tell you the things they did, because I was there somewhere. I babysat like a whole weekend at a time. Well, Freddie worked, and then even when Freddie didn't work today, I still babysat for her. She was worn out. I don't know how she lived. But you kids could think of things to do that a grown up would only know what to do. Which kid, 4 or 5 years old, would think of pissing in a can, not water? You want to use the real McCoy, the real stuff. And oh boy, like I say, a headache. I mean, oh, there was so much. And the eating time. I didn't even want around. Those two kids ate together because Ricky Ricky was in a playpen. That's how young he was. He was into nothing. He couldn't get into anything because the playpen, you couldn't. Freddie couldn't have that playpen in the same room. They'd kill you. That little one. Uh, it was a headache, and it was funny, and it was fun, and it was just everything. I mean, everybody was always jumping about something that the kids did, and they always picked the most horrible things and the most difficult things to do, and did it, which are things that grown up did, not kids. Those kids had no problem with
So
anything.
when you would bring Gary down to play with us, did Gary get in trouble for playing with us?
No, I don't know. No, they were no.
So
He
Gary
was
never got in trouble.
no. Well, because no, no, that's true. He wasn't. I wasn't even married to him. They weren't. He wasn't born or anything like that. But boy, I tell you. uh,
So you
Oh,
think we gave my mom a hard time, huh?
oh, Christ! I don't know how that poor girl, how she managed. Uh, I cried sometimes when I babysat for them kids. The horrible things that they did that Freddie had to put up with, and she didn't get. Freddie didn't get help from AC. AC, your dad was never home.
Yeah.
He was out all night long and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, he was no help to Freddie at all. But
So
I'll tell you,
he was working or he's hanging out down at the bar or where was he?
yeah, Oh, one day, boy, he come home. I don't even know what it was. Greg, what he done, and boy, he would. One thing, he'd beat the hell out of you kids, boy. Yeah, but that he could go to the can the things that he did to you kids against the law, and he, Bertie took it. She had to take it. I mean, and put up with everything. No, she never got any help from your dad.
It seemed
Because,
like I got most of my spankings from my mom. I don't very seldom ever remember my dad giving me spankings.
oh boy, he was never home, many nights, sometimes not even one night out of the week. And boy, that was a good deal because I don't know, that Freddie wouldn't have died before she had her accident. Oh,
Before she had her accident.
yeah, well, before she hit, when she fell up against the stove thing, that that she had to take her to the hospital, and that's where she stood there for I don't know how long. And she cut her hair, and no, she made a mess by hitting. She just tripped and hit the stove, and boy, I didn't see it, but there was a lady that they called over there uh, before they took Freddie to the hospital, and she told different ones. She said, I thought she would have died before the ambulance got there. That's how bad she was. To move, she couldn't move. She couldn't even talk. And the mess. And that's before the ambulance got there or anybody got there to halfway clean her up. That's how she looked.
Where was so
No.
she fell in the kitchen and hit her head on the stove or something?
Yeah, it was in the kitchen. And she was working and cooking, I guess. And some way or another, she hit her foot. That's what her leg tripped right against the stove. I guess where the burners were and things like that. I never did want to listen to that story at all.
So
Completely.
she know who found her.
No, no, they. In fact, I guess it was when this happened. It was one kid that walked in there that they were just I guess, uh, picking her up, Ferdy up, and figuring waiting on the ambulance to get there.
Well, who called the ambulance though? There was no other adults around.
Yeah, oh yeah, but look at how close the houses were out there. There were.
I know,
Yeah.
but so she was there by herself with the kids,
Yeah.
fell down,
Well,
and then the neighbor came by, or the
Yeah.
kids went and got the neighbor.
No, they found her, and the person that found her was a lady that was going over there to either talk to Ferdy or visit and things like that. It wasn't.
So she was pretty bad. She was like knocked out, and then they called the ambulance and they took her to the hospital.
Yeah.
And how long was
boy,
she in the hospital?
Oh, she was, I think something like 10 days or so, and she had to go back to the hospital every day. And then finally about after so many days, she went back and they kept her in the hospital. And I don't know how many days they kept her before. And she passed away, or she passed away there anyhow. It was, no, and everybody that had seen her when they were handling her and things like that, they said, oh my God. They couldn't believe that was a woman. That's how bad her face was. I mean, you couldn't recognize.
But they thought she was going to pass away, but she didn't.
And she passed away all right, as far as that goes. No, boy, I know almost everything
So you're
that
talking this.
happens.
This was Ferdy. You're
Yeah.
talking about.
Huh?
You're talking about Ferdy.
Yeah.
But Ferdy lived long. She lived a long time though.
Oh.
You're talking about when she just passed away recently.
Yeah, just recently.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
talking about the
Okay.
yeah.
All right.